What's good, peeps? It's your boy, Sammy Socialite. I'm here to bring you another Eating Sports Chat. Before I get started, I just want to shout out to the chef of the day, Chef Jesse Bird. You can find him on Twitter at I Play the One, spelled out like that. So I Play the One. Chef Jesse Bird. He made salmon sliders. Now this salmon slider right here, it got kale, a pickle on the bottom for that extra flavor, and a chipotle aioli sauce. I can't wait to eat these. They look amazing. I also have the chicken Florentine pasta, Florentine with the spinach, for those out there who, know, I got some color, some veggies and stuff like that. So we about to get to it. It's been crazy 2 weeks in the NBA. Between the last 2 weeks, there's been multiple games postponed due to COVID once again because the NBA, they did the bubble and everything was working fine in the bubble. But they decided to let players have freedom. And it's just, people are missing time. Like, Drew Holiday for the Milwaukee Bucks, he's been out for 2.5, 3 weeks at this point. The Bucks went on a 5-game losing streak without him. Every game he missed due to COVID, the Bucks lost. So yes, Giannis is the MVP, running 2-time MVP, but they brought in Drew Holiday to help that team, and his absence has been missed, and it's due to nothing but COVID, The Spurs got hit with the COVID bug. They canceled their whole games for a week. Mind you, they had 4 games that week. So not only did they cancel their games because of COVID, of course, the massive snowstorm hit Texas. And their games were also postponed after that. So this will be the first week that the Spurs will be back to play. They missed time. DeRozan was out. DeJounte Murray was out. It was just real stressful for my fantasy team because I have both of them on multiple fantasy teams. And not only that, Houston had a game postponed due to the Texas snowstorm as well. So fantasy this past week, if you're a fantasy basketball player, I feel for you because it was hard, not only for you, but for everybody out there. We really had a rough week. There were so many days where I would have had a full roster playing, but I could only play 2 people because everyone's game was canceled or postponed. Also, Dennis Schroeder, they can't tell us if a player has COVID or not. The player has to tell you. But Dennis Schroeder is missing 5 games because of COVID protocols. So they have to realize it's really hard. If you have a COVID scare in the NBA right now, you're going to miss at least 5 games, 2 weeks. That's how it's been. So they have to be a lot more careful. Now, I say all this to say the NBA is still going forward with the All-Star game on March 7th in Atlanta. They're saying that players who are in the All-Star game will literally only be allowed to leave their room for the game, allegedly is what they're saying. But, All-Star, outside of all that, the All-Star game within itself has really been stressing me out because the NBA released, not only did they release the starters that were voted on by the fans and the team captains, they picked the captains. The team captains are LeBron James for the West and Kevin Durant for the East. Now, That's fine. You know, LeBron, KD, they deserve to be the captains. I have no gripe with that. The starters that were selected by the East, Joel Embiid, he's been good this year. So all the haters, you know, people hate on Embiid, whatever, but congratulations, you earned it. Giannis Antetokounmpo, of course, for the Bucks, he's an all-star starter for the East. Questionably, Kyrie Irving is a starter for the East. You know, Kyrie had that weird thing going on. You know, he missed like two weeks of basketball, and you know, I love Kyrie. Kyrie's my guy. But maybe it could have been another starter on the East. But, you know, kudos. And the big surprise, making his first All-Star game, Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is clearly scoring. He's averaging, like, I think right at 30 a game. Like, he's been playing lights out. But I still think it's crazy that Bradley Beal said that, you know, Trae Young shouldn't have made the All-Star game last year because the Hawks don't have a winning record, and they don't have a winning record, and they have him as an All-Star. But, you know, whatever. Congratulations, Bill. You've been balling. Congrats. You get that spot. For the West, we have... Oh, and the East is going to be coached by Doc Rivers. So that's going to be interesting. The West starters, of course, we have LeBron as a team captain. Steph Curry as one of the guards. Y'all was talking smack about Steph after literally the first week of the season, talking about, oh, he's not Steph, he should be carrying this team, blah, blah, blah. Well, he heard y'all, and he's been going Super Saiyan. So, congrats to Steph. I'm going to say that name for the end because I can't. Nikola Jokic from Denver. He's literally like, I think he was leading the league in assists, and he's a fucking center. So it's like, kudos to you. Shout out to you. Kawhi Leonard for the Clippers. Of course, he's going to make the All-Star game. Like, he's always going to make the All-Star game. Period. The last starter for the West, and I know y'all out there, I know y'all want me to say it's Dame Lillard, but it's not. And the reason why it's not Dame Lillard, it's only one explanation. Fans are blindsided by Luka. I don't know why. Luka and the Mavs have been tremendously garbage this season. Luka, sorry, you did not earn to be an All-Star starter, but especially in the West, like it's so many deserving people. It's so many deserving people in the West that should have had that spot. Like, not only should Dame have had that spot, but if we're talking about guards, Donovan Mitchell has been balling. Like, he's been having a great year. He could have easily got that starter spot. De'Aaron Fox, maybe not a starter spot, but De'Aaron Fox been balling. Devin Booker been balling. So it could have been a lot of people that get that starting spot, but they gave it to Luka, and you know, it is what it is. The reserves for the East, though, this is where the start of the snub fest begins. There were snubs, obviously, in both conferences, in the East and the West. But for the East, the team is Jaylen Brown from the Celtics, James Harden from the Nets, which, nothing against how James Harden has performed with the Nets. I just think it's very ironic that he was able to not play part of the season, come play for Houston and be out of shape and not play well, to get traded to the Nets, and now all of a sudden he made it. You know, whatever. Like, honestly, he's an all-star. He's going to make the all-star team, blah, blah, blah. Zach LaVine for the Bulls. Congratulations. You made your first all-star game. Usually, y'all just used to see him in the slam dunk contest, but they finally, because he don't want to come back to the slam dunk contest, they try to give him a little something. So they gave him a little all-star bid. Congratulations. Julius Randle makes his first all-star game as a New York Knicks. It's crazy how everybody from that LA team before they had, LeBron or whatever, they finding success elsewhere. Congrats to Julius Randle. You've been balling. This player has not been balling. And I have to think that if the 76ers weren't one of the top 2 teams in the East, like, Ben Simmons would not be on here. Ben Simmons, like, has not been good this year. Like, I don't understand why he made it, how he made it, but apparently the coaches love him because, yeah. Another questionable name is Jason Tatum. Of course, Tatum and Brown, like, the 2 best people on the Celtics. But Tatum missed 3 whole weeks with COVID. He missed like 7 games. Like, I don't know what these people got going on. They love for people, but whatever. Jason Tatum, you made that, I guess. The last name for the East is Nikola Vucevic. Now, he's been having a quietly good season in Orlando. Like, he's rebounding, shooting, but, again, like, Orlando is not a good team. So if people are saying that your team being good helps you make the All-Star game, but whatever. It's a lot of these people on here that teams is not winning, but they made the All-Star game. So that brings us to the question. Now that I've said all the people on the East, where's Trae Young? Because let's be clear, Trae Young is balling. Trae Young is number 3 in the league in assists. He's 8th in the league in scoring. Like, Trae Young has been balling, and he deserves to be in the All-Star game in his city, in Atlanta. It's very disrespectful that some of these people's names on the East made it over Trae Young. What is the hate? Because Trae Young was 6th in fan voting overall for guards. 6th in fan voting. 6th in the media poll. So where does the hate come from? Oh, I think it has a lot to do with him being 11th in guard voting for the players and coaches. How, like, what do y'all have against Trae? Are y'all mad that he makes y'all look goofy every time he has a highlight when he does a nutmeg on you? Dribble the ball between your legs and come get it and do a layup on you. Like, are you mad? Like, why do y'all hate Trae Young so much? Are y'all mad that he grew up watching Steve Nash get fouls or watching James Harden draw fouls all the time? Y'all clearly still love James Harden. Y'all voted him in. Trae Young is just a baller, and y'all are mad. And I am mad because Trae Young deserves to be an All-Star in 2021. How do you go from being an All-Star starter last year, not to mention the team had a worse record last year at the All-Star point, but you're gonna reward him last year as a starter and then gonna say he can't even make the game the next year? I don't like it. There's something very fishy about it, and I don't like it. But we're gonna bring it to, Clint Capella could have gotten an All-Star game too. I ain't trying to look like a super Hawk fan, but in addition to that, Fred VanVleet from the Raptors, like, he's been balling, like, but people they're gonna pick their favorites and whatever. But the West Coast reserves, starting off, we got AD from the Lakers. AD has, once again, AD been hurt for a lot of the season, like usual. So he got named that just because he's AD, and he probably won't play because he's still injured. Paul George for the Clippers is a reserve. Paul George has had a really good season. Paul George always has good seasons. I mean, it's not playoff P we talking about. We just talking about regular season Paul George. He's going to be good. Rudy Gobert from the Jazz. Like, that was such a questionable decision for somebody to make the All-Star game. And once again, I feel like it has a lot to do with the Jazz being the best team in the NBA right now. They have the best record. So whatever, Gobert, I mean, it's not like his first time making an All-Star game. He always make the All-Star game. It's like that's like the only center they acknowledge out the West outside of Jokic. Like, But Dame Lillard made the All-Star game as a reserve yet again. Once again, I say, Dame, I really be going hard on the paint about you, like, you know, but you, this year, out of all years, this year you deserve to be able to complain and grunt and moan about not being selected as a starter to the All-Star game, because you deserved it. You've had a great season so far, and there's no way that Luka is supposed to be in there over you. I feel bad for you, but once again, congrats. You got the All-Star game. Maybe, you know, maybe one day they'll respect you. LeBron literally tweeted that you were the second most disrespected player in the NBA. So, you know, somebody's watching. You know, if LeBron says something, maybe he'll get better for you. Donovan Mitchell from the Jazz, you know, he got an all-star spot, and that is so deserved. Donovan Mitchell is a baller. Don't listen to what Shaq says. Donovan Mitchell, I rock with you. Chris Paul made the All-Star game from Phoenix Suns. You know, you kind of got to think, like, did the wrong player from Phoenix make the All-Star game? Because as you see, Devin Booker's name is not on this list for the West roster, and Devin Booker has balled all season, and Chris Paul made it, and he's been, you know, regular Chris Paul. I mean, he's an assist machine, you know. This is so good. But last spot in the West went to Zion Williamson. So Zion made his first All-Star game. Truth be told, I honestly think that Brandon Ingram could have made it over Zion from the Pelicans, but people gonna vote how they want. They want Luka and Zion to be the future of the NBA. It's clear with the amount of games that they both get on national TV. It's clear with the All-Star voting. It's clear with everything. They really want Zion and Luka to be the next stars. And I for one, am not here for it, because there are actually really good baller stars like Trae Young, like Ja Morant, like De'Aaron Fox. Like, these are young players that really could be the new face of the league, but they're trying to just hand it to Luka and hand it to Zion, and they really haven't earned it. Like, so whenever they decide to get it right, I will be supporting them, but right now, I will not be watching the game on March 7th because, okay, I'm lying. I'm going to have to watch the game clearly because I got to do an eSports chat about it. But I don't want to watch the game because I think it's very unfair that Devin Booker and Trae Young were left out of the All-Star game. And hopefully they're able to get an alternate spot, maybe. But, you know, it's just crazy because it's crazy. So the last thing I'm gonna go through while I finish this last salmon slider. Oh my god, that Chipotle aioli sauce is so good. Like, seriously, there was a video that came out about a football player at a camp, and Cam Newton was there, and he was taunting Cam Newton, saying, "You're a free agent, you're broke, blah blah blah." And of course, Cam was like, I'm rich. Like, going back and forth with the kid or whatever. But in another video, like the second part of the video, Cam had asked the kid at the end of the day, like, how was his camp or whatever. And the kid was getting real sassy with him, talking about some, check my YouTube, check the cameras, check all this. And I'm like, you know, I'm all for trolling or whatever, but it comes a time where people forget their place. And it's like, kids, you are a kid, a teenager at a camp that I'm sure your parents or your football team paid for you to go to, and you're disrespecting Cam Newton, a former NFL MVP, a Heisman Trophy winner. Cam has won awards at every level of football that you're trying to achieve, and you're gonna be clowning on Cam Newton. It's just crazy to me. And the internet apparently made him apologize, so he apologized. And y'all, like, just explain to me how you feel like you can come to my camp and pop off on me at my camp. Like, who raised these people? Like I said, you gotta understand your place. Like, you are a child. Yes, adults. If it was an adult, and it still would be stupid if you paid to be at something that Cam Newton is at. You're gonna be talking smack about him, but you know it's different. But no, that was not good. He wasn't a top recruit, and I don't think this is gonna help him at all. I feel bad for him because, of course, he was African American, and it's already hard out here for us, and he just made it harder for her trying to be a clown for social media, because that's all it was for. Because once again, people do anything for clout, and they gotta be on social media for the clout. But y'all, once again, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Please make sure you let me know, you know, what you like, what you don't like in the comments. Give me food ideas in the comments. Shout out to Chef Jesse Bird once again at I Play the One on Twitter. Get at him. The salmon sliders was bussin'. Like, it's definitely a must. You gotta have that on the menu. And shout out to Unknown Brand once again. You know, rocking their wear. Shout out to Unknown Brand. And you can catch me on the next Eating Sports Chat. I'm Sammy Socialite, and it's been lit. I appreciate all the support, everything. Love you guys.